Thank you for the warm welcome. And I wanted to start off with a thank you, as I am honored to be standing here to share my story with you all. It feels like it was just yesterday that we were all gathered together in Las Vegas for the National Congress. And I can still vividly remember my sponsor, my business partner, and here's the kicker, my younger brother, being recognized for a Silver President's Team recognition. Right, and it really was momentous as a family to be all gathered there. I had my kids there too, and just my whole family being able to celebrate such a momentous milestone in the business. And now I'm up here sharing my story with everyone, standing here as a Silver President's Team. So my journey with PM ultimately started, like many others, with my health needs. Now, I thankfully don't have any chronic illnesses or ailments that hinder my day-to-day, but before PM, I did suffer from something that I do feel most people do suffer from, and it was stress, right? And it was mostly from stress from financial concerns, right? And then that stress, as we know, turned into a sort of insomnia for me, right? And so with this lack of sleep came a whole plethora of ailments, right? And I do have a background in the healthcare sector, and I was doing fine on paper, right? Loving family, great family, a six-figure salary, but it just did not feel like enough, right? And I'm pretty sure everyone today can kind of relate, right? Just with inflation and everything, it just never seems like enough, right? And since I'm a numbers guy, right, in the healthcare sector, I'll throw out a number out there, 65, right? And 65% to be exact, right? And so as I was preparing for this talk today, right, I came about 65%. And 65% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Think about that for a second. 65% of Americans, if something should happen to their financial situation, they're for lack of words, screwed, right? And that is something that I can relate to because that's the life that I was living, paycheck to paycheck, right? And back to this insomnia thing, right? And so it gives you a better picture of where my stresses were coming from. And so this insomnia was stemming from my stress, and I started to develop a habit, right? And I started to end my night with a nightcap, right? First, it started with a glass of wine, and that one glass turned to two glasses. The two glasses turned to three. It stayed at three, but the pours turned out a little heavier than what it was before, right? And so, as we all know, going to bed with alcohol is not conducive to a good night's sleep. And so this lack of sleep really just snowballed into fatigue. Fatigue also, it turned into weight gain, and I just did not feel my best, right? And so fortuitously at this time, my mother introduced this right here, Restorate, right? Who in the room has this Restorate every night as a nightcap? Right. So I'm preaching to the choir right now, right? This really was a saving grace. As you all know, the Restorate has that perfect blend of minerals and trace elements that's conducive to kind of restoring you and giving you a good night's sleep, right? And so before this, I tried everything like teas, exercises, waking up, lotions, potions, everything that said that would help with sleep. It did not work, but this was the product that really did it for me, right? And with this belief and efficacy of Restorate came my love for the other products, such as Activize, right? I know we have that great new product launch with the Restorvize lime flavor, but what other product is out there that you can really immediately feel the effects of right away, right? And so I am a very skeptical person by nature, but the results are real. And as I personally saw the effects of this rolled into not just Activize, but all the product lines that we have, right? And so with this love of the products, then came along my brother, which is my sponsor, and he introduced me to the business. Now, with this love for the products and the vision I had with the business, this was just a no-brainer, right? And later on, I found out that my mother and my brother had this planned all along for me, right? And so, like, you know, jokingly, I always tell my mother, I always thought that I was her favorite son, but, you know, my younger brother being my sponsor, just something's not adding up, right? And just as a side note, just recently we had a family dinner, and again, I was busting her on this, and she did have a reply back this time around. And she said, that doesn't mean that he's my favorite son. I don't have one yet, but my favorite son is gonna be the first one to reach champions level, right? So challenge accepted. I hope you're listening, Richard, right? Now, this was essentially the genesis of our family business. And with these great products as a base, the business just made sense. And so it has been around 2 years since I've embarked on my PM journey, and I am very fortunate to go along this journey with my family. Now, I don't know if many people have experience working with family, but working with family has its challenges and its ups and downs. But I would not trade this for any other experience that I have. Right? It truly feels like a blur due to the excitement and experiences that the business has brought for me and my family. I've been able to travel a lot more than I used to. Right, as I mentioned last year in Vegas, I had my whole family there, my kids and everybody, right, to celebrate. Not also traveling, we're also able now to travel in style. A couple months back, I will humbly brag that I was able to get my BMW from the car program. Not my BMW, my wife's BMW. She seems to enjoy that car more than me. And so she made sure that I thank Mr. Sorg for the BMW, right? Her BMW. And you know, it's just an example of how this business has transformed my life in health and wealth. And I wanted to take the opportunity today not to only share my story, but also share with everyone some lessons I learned that attributed to our family success, right? And it all starts with why, right? My whys were clear. It was health and wealth, right? I know that money does not equal happiness, but I honestly feel it's essential to provide the means to reduce that stress and improve the quality of your life, right? My family is my life. And as a parent, you want to give your kids everything in the world. As we were living paycheck to paycheck, I was not able to provide for my family and kids the things we wanted to for our kids, right? Yes, the basic necessities were covered, but it is truly a horrible feeling when you have to tell your kids you can't give them something that they want, and it's not like an unnecessary need, right? It's something like they want to have this experience, they want to go to this soccer club, they want to do this and that, and when you have those financial when you can't financially back that up and give them the experiences that you want them to as a parent, it's just a horrible feeling, right? And so I use kind of that as like a clear motivation as I strive to achieve my goals in my PM journey, right? And now, not only starting with myself, but our team, we build with a strong why. As you all know, there's no right or wrong answer to your own why. We are all in different situations, and those situations will shape what our whys will be, right? And for example, why is everybody in this room today? For those of you online, why are you taking time out of your beautiful Saturday to listening to a random guy standing up on stage here, right? So make sure your whys are clearly defined and etched into your mind as you embark on your PM journey. As solidified during today's events, there is no better opportunity than what we have in front of us. We have the best products. Products speak for themselves. I wish I had that tip for business, but it's really the products that sell themselves. I can't say that enough. We have what I feel is the best company, and this company is being recognized worldwide for all its successes year over year, right? It's not an award that, we as a company got, 3-4 years ago. It's year after year that our company is being recognized. And lastly, timing, right? As you have heard today, the company is continuing to invest in our infrastructure, and more importantly, that means they're investing in us. This sleeping giant that we refer to as the Americas is just ready to explode. As you saw that wonderful S-curve that Gordon shared with us earlier, the time is now. Our time is now. And I would like to close with a call to action. My grandmother would beg to differ, but I am not a special person, right? There is no difference between you and me. I just saw an opportunity and I took action to change my situation. Find your why and strengthen your conviction as you go on your PM journey. Now, there is nothing that should be holding you back. Everything you need to change your life and others around you is right in front of you. So let's take action and, like you said, reach new heights. Thank you.
Woo! Thank you, my man.